Hello, it is me, We Anime, and I'm here to bring you part two of What If Asta Had Light Magic? Titled whatever. I don't know yet. I don't usually think of titles before I actually record, like at all. Never truly do. The times I do, I usually forget the titles. Like, I just plain out forget them. Um, and I'll, like, name them something else after. But yeah, most of the times after I'm done recording and I go to post my videos, um, well, my what if content that is, I usually name them after, right? Like the last episode was called Pew Pew because I did the pew pew, right? Like the right toe spell, which if you didn't know, that just translates to light. Um, very original, I might say. Um, all right. Before we start this, we'll get into the actual what if. Follow me on socials, and if you didn't know already, and if you didn't watch it already, uh, first episode of my every other Saturday series. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Every other Saturday series, um, is up. It's up. Woohoo! It's what if Deku was Law's reincarnation. That's what you all voted for. Given the name every other Saturday, it's going to be posted every other Saturday. So this Saturday there will not be a part two of it, but the next week after it will be up. The next Saturday after this up and coming Saturday. It's pretty plain and simple given the name. Okay. Um, I'm pretty sure I said this in a previous video. But next four what ifs technically because I'll be picking the next four what ifs. I'll be choosing what they are. Okay. Since you all voted on these current ones, well, except for the one, the Naofumi one. Since you voted on all of them but the Naofumi one, I'm gonna choose the next four what ifs. Okay. Okay. Uh, if you have, I don't know what I'm gonna do for Naofumi. So if you have ideas, I don't even know what I'm gonna do in anyways. So if you have ideas, please send them over some way. Contact me, comments, social medias, um, somewhere. Okay, if you have any what if ideas, you don't gotta give me like lore would be nice, like backstory for like the main character would be nice. Mostly Deku because I don't really know what I'm ever gonna do with him. He's very a he's a big oddball, honestly, in these series, right? At least what I want to do, that is. Right, I never really know. But if they're like a reincarnation, I'll try to like emulate the character that they're like based off of in a way. I'll try to at least. I'll try to find a way to make it make sense. I try to. Um. Oh, I'm down to a couple ideas for what the next what if Deku. Okay, I'm down on a couple choices. Okay, uh, unless I change my mind. At some point I'll say them. Just not right now. Okay. For Asta, now for me, I have no clue what I'm gonna do. So if you have what if now for me or what if Asta ideas, send them over. Okay, it would be greatly appreciated. Appreciative is what I meant to say. Okay, so right, let's get into it. Well, first I'm gonna go drink water, and then we'll start this. Okay. Oh, I stay hydrated. That's why I take waters out here because my voice also sucks. Um, like not right now, but in like 30, 40 minutes, it will start to hurt. Uh, I've said this a lot, but that's become a timer for me in my day to day life. Okay, like after if I'm having a conversation with somebody and it goes by for like 30, 40 minutes, somewhere between there, my voice will start to hurt. Like it will start to hurt talking. Um, I don't know how that maybe it has to do with my what if like this content and all that. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, let's get into it. So, do either of you two know where we're going? Why would I know, commoner? I have a name. You know that? Oh, then what is it, commoner? It's Asta. We have been over this. It's not very nice to. Would you rather me call you rich girl? Royal girl? No, I wouldn't. That would be highly rude. I would like you to call me my name. Well, I would like you to do the same. Booyakasha. What does that mean? Wouldn't you like to know, royal girl? Hey, Asta? Well, Noel? Um, real question. What happened to Luck? I couldn't tell you to begin with. He left a couple minutes ago. And now we're dealing with a plant. Yeah, you might want to check your feet. What? And then she'd be lifted into the air, and Austin would be standing there laughing. Man, I can't believe you didn't notice that. That thing was wrapped around your legs for a long time. Uh, yeah, I probably should help you down. You think? Hey, don't be sassy with the guy trying to save your life. Fine. Light magic. Righto. And a small beam of light would. Do I say ray or light in that? Oh, a small ray of light would fire from Alsta's palm, cutting the uh, cutting the vines of the massive flower thing. Right, cutting it. She would begin to fall. Asta reluctantly would catch her, and then see, I'm not a bad guy. And he would set her down, and then he would say, "Light creation magic, light feather blade." Yeah, I do remember correctly. I had an oven, and a massive feather made of light would appear in Asta's hand that he would slash the massive plant left in half. Just and then the sword would disperse, and then the plant would like get cut in two, and then would fall out. Like it anime logic, okay? It's fully anime logic. Like you know when they cut them directly in two, and then they like the blood would spurt out, and then they would finally like fall into like that. Okay, that's what would happen. But it was this time it would be like plant juice and like purple like ooze. Then they would start walking. The Golden Dawn would show up. They would fly down. They would start talking with the two members of the Black Bulls. Klaus would say, "Where is your other delinquent?" And Asta would say, "Oh, you mean Luck? No clue. He went off somewhere." "Well, shouldn't you be looking for him?" "I probably should, Four Eyes, but I'm not going to. Yet." "What did you call me?" "I called you Four Eyes. Four Eyes." "Asta, please don't mean to Klaus. He was mean first, you know." "I get that, but please don't be mean to him. He's my superior. I don't care. He's not my superior. He's yours. Two completely different squads. And to be bluntly honest, I feel like I could take him." Yuna would say, "You're probably right." Klaus would say, "What? You think you could beat me in a fight?" And Asta would go, "Yeah, I think I do. I can, Four Eyes." Mimosa and Noel would be sitting here with a big bag of uh, popcorn at this point, just like enjoying the drama. Like, the lightning bolt in like anime when two characters are having like an argument. That's what would be happening right now, and would be in the middle trying to get him away, like the small face of like just talking. Yeah, that's what would be happening right now. And then they would make the bet on who would be able to get there first. Um, Asta would say, "I'll win, and I'll get my team, my friend back, even before you make it. You useless Four Eyes. Come on, Noel, let's go find." I found him. No, I didn't. I just saw this pressure plate that I stepped on, like multiple times. Wait, there's a pressure plate? Yeah, Four Eyes, come here. You'd pull him over. He would lay him on it. He didn't actually step on it. He would lay him. Well, he would make him step on it, bro. And then Asta would pick up Noel. He would look back and he would say, "I'm so sorry," as another massive plant monster would appear as when Asta and Noel would like light travel into a corridor, and then they would go down that corridor, eventually leading them to where Luck is fighting. Um, Black smoke magic user. I forget his name. Crap. Uh, Black smoke guy. What is his name? He has two daughters, right? Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. Anyways, Asta doesn't have no. They can check where he is. Asta just doesn't care. He's gonna overpower this man somehow, even though he's a veteran. So Asta, when they would find, um, they would find Luck in the middle of this, right? And then Asta would use light magic, light healing magic, heavenly shrine. Um, a Torii gate, in Japanese culture, the Torii gate. A Torii gate made of light would would appear over Luck, and a faint, like, glow of light would shine over him healing him. Okay? Healing him his injuries, right? Noah would say, "You can use light magic as well." And Asta would say, "Yeah, why do you think I said I could take Klaus and fight? I got everything." There you are. I hope. Light magic. Fey light show. Multiple orbs of light would appear behind Asta or above Asta, somewhere around Asta. And then they would float around throughout the black smoke. And then they would explode in a flash of light, clearing this black smoke in multiple areas to enough to where they can see him enough, right? And then Asta would say, "Light magic, light creation magic, light feather blade," and again the same large feather made of light. And then Asta would disappear in a flash of light and end up behind um, the black smoke guy. Clearly, like he's he's low on magic. He doesn't. I mean, actually, technically, he wouldn't be because this would be around the same length of like the two like hills, like the hills that he usually like just transports to, like that length of like that length of like field. You know, you get my point, right? And then he would appear behind him and slash him with his blade, making him, well, a massive slash on the back and him falling to the ground. Unconscious. See, what Asta did is what Hawks did to twice. Sliced through layers of muscle but and bone but without hitting any major like organs. Yeah. Because I mean it wouldn't really matter to Asta. So he just would slash him and the black smoke user just got magic there to block most of the attack, or the like he blocked it enough to where it wouldn't slice through his spine. And then he would you well then Asta would use light magic to boom, back down to them, and then he would say, "I'm gonna go win a bet." And as he would put like both, he would put both of these to like on his back, or well, Noel on like she would be like his arm would go under her legs. She would be like hanging on his shoulder, his left shoulder, while he has uh luck like his arm like he's holding him up by the gut, like he's like arm under, back over, as he would start to boom, 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 boom. I hope that isn't loud, like too loud, like annoying. I'm just trying to make like light, like teleporting, like sound effects. So I choose boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Cool, cool. Okay, so yeah, they would go. They would actually barely beat um the Golden Dawn. Like they would get around in the they would get there in, around the same time. Okay, but the Black Bulls would beat him as he would set both of these two down. He would look over to Klaus and he would say, as he would walk up, like halfway, he would say, "Ha! I beat you," as a massive cluster of like minerals would hit him, make him fly into the gate, and he would slump down. Not unconscious. He's completely conscious. He's just hurt. He's hurt. His like left arm would be like turned in, like he broke his shoulder, like and it turned in. Um, ribs would be probably cracked. A leg would be not like it would be bruised and cut up, but Asta's like side of the head would be busted open, right? And he would turn his head to who did this, and it would be a diamond mage, the same as the black smoke user Mars. Man with two different magics. Asta would look at him as Mimosa would run up to Asta, and Asta would say, I'm fine. Light magic. Light healing magic. Heavenly shrine. The same Torii gate would come out of the ground made out of light, right? Healing him. The blood would still stain his hair and his like clothes, but that's it. His wounds and shoulder would go back in place as he would turn to him and to Mars, and he would say, "Really? You know how hard blood stains are put to get, man? You know how hard bloodstains are to get out of white clothes? Swear, I make the dumbest choices, but and you teared my shirt. Sister Lizzie. Sister Lizzie? LD Shadow Lady? Nope, that's not who that was. Yeah, I am a child who watched LD Shadow Lady. What are you gonna do? It's my childhood. I like Minecraft. Ugh. But yet, I meant to say Sister Lily gave me that. Or Asta did. So he would stand up, and then he would say, light magic. Well, actually, no. Light creation magic. Light feather blade. As the blade of, the feather blade of light would, the large feather of light would appear in his hand. As Mars would create mineral clones, Asta would start slicing through the ones coming after him, just one after another until he would get to Mars. Mars would start firing mineral like uh, knives, mineral knives maybe. I think that's what they were. Asta would then use light magic, Fey light show, and the multiple orbs of light would appear again and go into the air, or actually not in the air, but they would fire to connect with the mineral blades that was firing at him. Over and over again, and again, and again. This would be like the typical anime moment to where, like, two characters are brawling, or, like, well, you get my point, but trading blows, I think, or like when the two moves to connect, and they would just both, because they're equal power, that like neither of them can overpower the other, they would just explode. That's what would be happening. But they would keep on doing this, right? Mars would say, "Get out of my way! You are too. Uh, get out of my way! This will be my treasure, 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 weakling." Did you? I think you called me weak, dude. Dude, I'm not weak. Actually, I don't know. I feel like I might be. I mean, given most of our attacks are just exploding. Yeah, I don't care. I don't know. That's not what it said. Asta would stop talking. Mars would pipe up again, saying, "The strong will live, while the weak will die off." Oh, that's how. So that's how it is. You're one of those people who think the strong people are the good people, huh? Well, I'm gonna show you different. As he would say, light magic, light binding magic, sacred gate. Four Tory gates would fall onto, well, four Tory, like, four light Tory gates would fall down onto Mars, locking him in place. One over each leg, one over each arm. And then Asta would say, "Who's weak now?" Mars would say, "You will not defeat me." As the massive armor that he makes would start to move the Tory gates up and then finally off of him, as he then would make the massive blade of the mineral, right? He would slam it into the ground. Excuse me. Asta would dodge out of the way. He would start running with his light blade as he would flash up to, in a flash of light, he would appear on the blade. He would begin running again. Then he would jump as he would say, "Light magic. Righto!" Instead of the flash of light coming out of its hand, it would shoot off the blade, and then the blade would finally hit where the same spot the light magic, like the right toe, the small ray of light, would hit, causing a massive crack to appear in the armor, and then it would finally explode off, and then there would be a massive slash mark, a little bit below his right pec, no, left pec, like the man boob, up to his a little bit below the left man boob, above the right man boob. Okay, the pecs. Okay, now bing bop. Okay, then Asta would use the Tory, well, the binding sacred gate spell. Four Tory gates would, uh, well, surround the target, and it would be like a prison of the light. Uh, okay. Then Asta would watch the rest of the mineral clones uh, just disappear as he would walk over to the gate, noticing some scratches from where he collided with the door, as he would then bring out the light feather blade once again, doing as he then would grab between the cracks, the cuts, and then rip off the triangle that he cut, and he would throw it. Klaus would be there wide-eyed. Momosa would be, huh, with Noel as well. Huh? Luck would be all jittery, ask him to fight him, seeing how strong he is. And then, would say, "Yep, that's Asta for you," as they would all walk in. They would grab multiple pieces of treasure. Would grab his, well, how he gets Bill? Was it Bill? Bell, that's, yep. Yep, Bell. I hate that thing. And then we all know what happens. Asta forgot to close up the top, so oh, Asta would be hit bad, by a massive, another massive ball of mineral, spiked ball, like a spiked mace. Okay, he'd be hit by it but yet he would get up, still bloodied. He would turn around, but that was probably a bad idea because then a multiple shards of, or the multiple like blades, would shoot again, but Asta would be not as quick as him. The blades were already in front of his face as he would turn around. Two of them would hit him in the leg, but he would be able to dodge the one going after his head. The one would hit him in the shoulder. Um, One would slice his arm. One would go into his leg, like upper leg, like thigh area, and then one would hit him where it does in canon, like gut area. Okay, and then another would hit him like on the side, like slice his side, but he would still be standing. As he would say, "Man, I really hate when people don't fight fair." Light magic, light creation magic, sacred light bow. A bow of light would appear in front of Asta. He would grab it. He would pull back the bowstring. The massive arrow of light would fire. Hit Mars. It would explode in a flash of light, blinding him, but also causing him to fall down, but he would be getting back up. With his Phoenix healing robe or something, right? Right? Yeah, yeah. I think that's what it's called. Phoenix fire robe. It's something like that. He would be standing, saying, talking all this nonsense, doing a big like monologue. Okay, and then Asta would say, "Hey, shut this guy up for me." As he would fall down on the floor, would say, "I'm on it." And then would defeat Mars. Okay, as the others would start to try to, well, Mimosa would start to heal Asta, right? Then the building would start to collapse, and yeah, they would get out of there, ending up back in the Clover Kingdom, where they would bring Asta to the actual, like, doctors, like medic. He would get healed, scars everywhere. The one in the shoulder would cause a scar. The one sliced open his side and the stomach, like front one, would cause a scar. The one on his arm, like bicep region, would cause a scar. The leg would cause a scar. All of them cause scars. Except for the back one, he did just plain out get hit like with like a rock. Okay, he got hit by a rock. Okay, but yeah, he would recover quite quickly, given with his healing magic and the medics. He would heal quite quickly, and yeah, uh, that's where I'm gonna end it for today. For part dos. Okay, for part two, that is where I'm gonna end it for today. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you all next time. Roll the dice. Bye.